challenge or correct the negative thoughts that go through your head. You don't have to believe every thought you have. People who have problems in this part of the brain tend to isolate themselves. It's not good. They're less interested in things that are usually fun, including sex. And they have a lot of pain. And it's so interesting that people with pain syndromes often have depression, and treating their depression often helps their pain. One of the great supplements that I often recommend, it's called SAMe, works not only for depression, but also for pain. Isn't that interesting? So how do you help this part of the brain? All right, I know I'm stuck on this, but exercise, and exercise is truly amazing. There was a head-to-head study recently comparing Zoloft, one of our great antidepressants, it's a really good antidepressant, with exercise. At the end of 12 weeks, they were equally effective. That's pretty cool. At the end of 10 months, exercise blew the socks off of Zoloft. Now think with me for a minute. At the end of 12 weeks of taking an antidepressant, okay, if it works, you're less depressed. But also 60 to 80% of people now have sexual side effects, right? I mean, these medicines have side effects. At the end of 12 weeks, you're less depressed. And you have a better body. So you're actually feeling a little more sexual. Exercise is critical, at least 4 times a week if you're depressed. And you're like, oh, I can't do that. But the more you do it, the more you can do it. Fish oil. It's amazing for this group. Why? Because fish oil has in it something called omega-3 fatty acids, found to be low in depression and low in people who try to kill themselves. Taking fish oil in a number of studies has been found to help balance out your mood. And people who live in the countries that eat the most fish have the lowest incidence of depression. Isn't that interesting? And you want to get rid of the automatic negative thoughts. You don't have to believe every thought that you have. And so in my office, I actually collect anteaters, right? Just to remind myself, you know, if I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling mad, if I'm feeling nervous, I write it out. And then I talk back to it, right? You don't have to believe every thought you have. How many of you were good at talking back to your parents when you were teenagers? I was excellent. But you need to be good at talking back to those crazy, silly, distorted thoughts that are going through your head. And one that's just so simple. You get a thought in your head, you just ask yourself, is it true? Can I absolutely know that this is true? And so often, when you're feeling bad, your thoughts are lying to you a lot. Now, if needed, there are natural supplements or medications that can be helpful, which I talk about in the book. Now, in this segment, you can see my approach is really different. Knowing the part of your brain that needs help is a shortcut to getting well in the fastest, most efficient way possible. When I come back, I'm going to show you how to make your brain great. You are not stuck with the brain you have. You can make it better, and I'm going to show you how, including how to prevent Alzheimer's disease. And I'm not kidding. See you in a minute. Welcome back. So has anyone developed brain envy yet? Anybody want to have a better brain? Yes. In this last segment, I'm going to give you 5 prescriptions to make your brain great. We are going to talk about protecting your brain, feeding your brain, working your brain, exercising your brain, and preventing Alzheimer's disease. So let's start. Protecting your brain. Head injuries matter. They can ruin your whole life. So wear your seatbelt. Drive in safe vehicles. Wear helmets that fit. Golf is good. Tennis, terrific. Table tennis is the world's best sport, which we'll see. Head injuries matter. Protect your head. Avoid toxic substances. Alcohol, drugs, nicotine, too much caffeine, toxic fumes, And many medications, especially pain medicines and anti-anxiety medicines, are not very good for your brain. And make sure that you get enough sleep. Remember, less than 6 hours a night is associated with decreased blood flow to your brain. And anything that decreases blood flow to your brain prematurely ages your brain. You want to feed your brain right. I call this eat right to think right. You are what you eat. Literally. Your brain makes itself new every couple of months. A healthy diet is essential to healthy brain function. Now, the best brain diet is made up of lean protein, good carbohydrates. I call these complex carbohydrates that are also low glycemic. You probably heard the term low glycemic. That means carbohydrates that do not raise your blood sugar. So think green leafy vegetables or vegetables in general, and decrease bad fat, like trans fats. But not all fat. Did you know that 60% of the solid weight of your brain is fat? So that if somebody calls you a fathead, say thank you. So you need healthy fat in your diet, especially omega-3 fatty acids, because all the 100 billion brain cells that you have, their cell lining is made up of long-chain fatty acids. And you get them through fish, such as salmon and tuna, avocados, and walnuts. And water is also critical to your brain. Remember, the brain is 80% water. Anything that dehydrates you is bad for it. And you want to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. So what are some brain-healthy foods? I put together a list for you of 12 of my favorite. And the first one's avocados. Why? Because of the omega-3 fatty acids. But this does not mean you can have a ton of guacamole. Because avocados also are fairly calorie dense, right? And obesity doubles your risk for Alzheimer's disease. Obesity is bad for you. Okay, but a little bit of avocado is great for you, as are blueberries. In fact, I call these brain berries because they're loaded with antioxidants and they have fiber. Broccoli, because it has folate, very important vitamin for your brain. Green tea. Now, decaffeinated green tea is better, but green tea is amazing because in it, it has a substance called theanine. And theanine helps you relax and helps you concentrate at the same time. So it's sort of like the perfect supplement. And people that drink green tea on a regular basis have a lower incidence of Alzheimer's disease. Oatmeal, because it helps balance your blood sugar. Oranges for vitamin C. Red bell peppers. Did you know red bell peppers have 3 times the level of vitamin C as green bell peppers? Salmon for omega-3 fatty acids and great protein. Spinach for the B vitamins and helps balance your system. Tuna, turkey, and walnuts. Did you know that walnuts have 3 times the level of omega-3 fatty acids as almonds? But this does not mean double fudge chocolate chip cookies with walnuts. I tell my patients, eat from the rainbow. What that means is put foods in your diet that have many different colors, because that naturally increases the amount of antioxidants in your body to help keep your body and your brain young. But eating from the rainbow does not mean Skittles. I also recommend to my patients that they take 100% multiple vitamin every day. Why? We don't have balanced diets. We have fast food diets. According to the American Medical Association, people should take multiple vitamins every day to help prevent chronic illnesses like cancer, heart disease, and dementia.